Approaching women can be a daunting task. However, there are ways to make it easier and build up to it. One way you can make things a lot easier for yourself is to do what's called icebreakers. An icebreaker is simply breaking tension. I want you to think about when you've been walking, someone's been walking in your direction, there's nowhere really to look, you've got to look at each other and there's a lot of tension builds. And when someone says hello or acknowledges the other person, that tension is then broken. So this is what an icebreaker is. It's basically breaking the tension and acknowledging someone. So if you're finding it hard to approach women, or you think it's a daunting task, or it is going to be hard, start off first by doing what's called icebreakers. Just start acknowledging people. And you can do that by when someone's in close proximity to you. So not 20 feet away or 20 meters away that you lock eyes with them and keep that eye contact, but when they're close proximity, just look at them, hold that eye contact and smile. Okay, the difference between not smiling and just holding their eye contact is they could think you have other intentions, that you might want to hurt them, that you're angry, or why is he looking at me? So lock eyes, smile. You can wave, you can say hi, you can ask them a question, and then just leave it at that. Take the pressure off yourself to continue conversation. By all means, if conversation does feel natural and it does continue and the other person is receptive, then continue the conversation. But to build confidence in yourself, you want to start out by doing these icebreakers. Acknowledging people, hi, ask a question, just wave, just look, just smile, whatever it is to just break the ice. Something else you can do to start gaining more confidence and feeling more comfortable about the idea of approaching women is to start getting involved in group activities. Now, I wouldn't just recommend this for beginners, I'd also recommend it for people who are comfortable with approaching women. For beginners, it's going to help because you're going to be with people. You're going to start feeling more confident, more comfortable around people. Your conversation skills are going to improve. Now, people who are advanced, who are already comfortable approaching women, this is also going to help you because you're going to be learning new things, you're going to be expanding your network, and it's also just going to help with keeping that ball rolling, keeping the confidence up, keeping the consistency. Because if there's one thing that I can touch on that's really going to help you with your confidence and with meeting people is that consistency, is the dedication to keep on going. Because if you build that confidence, it can easily fall away. So the best thing you can do is keep that ball rolling. And a great way to do that is by joining group activities. Now I'm going to put up a list here of different types of things that you can do. But it's not just limited to building confidence. It's helping you make new friends. It's being with females in their nature and understanding their dynamic. It's creating that lifestyle that women are attracted to. It's having a plan for life so life doesn't make a plan for you. So I'd encourage you to start looking through this list and deciding on some things that you could do throughout your week. But remember, you're doing this because you enjoy them and women are there, not just because women are there. They will feel your ulterior motive if you're just coming in trying to pick up. Imagine an overweight guy going to a fitness expo and chatting all the chicks up. It'd be apparent why he is there. So do something that's in line with you that you can enjoy and meet women at the same time. So once you start doing some icebreakers, you're acknowledging people, you're joining some group activities, you'll start to notice that their confidence is building and you might be ready to take the next step. Or for some of you, you might already be there. So I want to touch first on signs women will give you to approach them before we dive into how to approach them. There are a lot of signs women will give you to approach them. However, I'm only going to touch on 3, as you shouldn't need an excuse to talk to a woman. However, it can help when you do see these signs. The first one is when she makes non-accidental eye contact with you. This is when you're walking by and she might do this and it's like she holds it for that touch longer. Okay, like there's a difference between throughout your day. Just try to be aware of this and you'll start to pick up on that non-accidental eye contact. Another one is anything she does to get closer to you. Imagine you're sitting here, she's sitting here, and the bathrooms are here. and she walks all the way around past you to get to the bathroom. She could have easily walked here, but she's done that. These are the little things women do to give you signs to come approach them. And the final, the one of all time, if you see this is going to give you the confidence to approach her, is when she locks eyes with you and smiles. This is basically telling you, come approach me now. Now, it's going to be a lot easier when you see these signs. Trust me. When you see these signs and you get used to them, it's going to give you the confidence to go approach, but you shouldn't be limited by them. The only thing I would say is that I wouldn't approach a girl from behind unless she's like a 10 out of 10 and there's no way that you can come up and first get her to see you. Now, what I'd recommend doing is, if you do see a girl, she hasn't given you a sign, again, try to find a way for her to first see you and then approach her. But again, don't be limited if she doesn't give you any one of these signs to not go approach her. Okay, if you go after what you want in life, period. And there are going to be some further signs that you might not even pick up on, like the hair behind the ear, little subtleties. But the more you do this, the more practice you have, the more consistent you are, you're going to start becoming aware of these little things women do. And you're going to become aware of not only that, but their energy. You'll be in tune with if they're going to be responsive or not. But before we dive too deep into that, just keep it simple for now. Go after what you want, but be aware of signs that women are giving you, because it will give you the confidence to go after that too. Okay, so how can you start approaching women? I like to put it into 3 different levels, from beginner to advanced. Level 1 is just asking a question, an authentic question, not like a question you already know the answer to. Because if you do ask those types of questions, it can come out in the way you say it, i.e. your vocal tonality and in your body language. You'll subcommunicate your ulterior motive. So I'd think of genuine questions you can just ask someone, ask a woman. So when you go up, do you know what, maybe you're in a grocery store, do you know what this goes well with? Okay, this is level 1. This is good for a beginner because it's not being very clear with your intention. Okay, she could just take it as if he genuinely wanted to know what the answer to this question was. He didn't want anything more. So level 1 is more about overcoming the fear of approaching and just having a general conversation with a woman. Now, level 2 is my go-to. If I can't think of a question or I can't do level 3, I always go to level 2, which is just simply saying hi. Okay, you don't need an excuse to talk to women. Now, let me try explain how this could work. Imagine you're walking by someone and a woman, and she has her headphones in and maybe she has her sunglasses on too. Okay, you could just hold up your hand, get her to stop, let her take her headphones and sunglasses off, and then just say, hi, and hold it. Okay, we'll talk more about how to do that in the next lessons coming. But hi is the introduction, but what you do to stop her or to get her attention might be, excuse me, it might be a hand gesture, it might be the way you walk towards her. But hi or hello is just a great go-to. Okay, so that's always my go-to one. It's simplistic and it shows so much confidence. It shows that you don't need an excuse to talk to women and you're being upfront and clear with your intentions. As soon as you say hi to a woman, she knows what is happening. Okay, and that shows confidence. That shows her that you have confidence. Level 3, observational. This is where you observe your situation and make a statement, not a question, a statement. You can do a question to start out with, but it's going to be more impactful if you make a statement. For example, imagine there's a woman at a grocery store. She's got 2 different ice creams and you can see she's trying to decide between which one she should choose. And you come up and say, you should go with that one, or Ben & Jerry's is better. Imagine the impact that would have on her. She'd be shocked that, number 1, you knew what she was thinking about, but also that you had the confidence to go up and say that. So level 1, 2, and 3, from beginner, intermediate, and advanced. Intermediate, I'd prefer to rename that more like go-to, your go-to. Now, conversations can start many ways. They're not limited to just level 1, 2, and 3. However, to keep it simple, for you, just focus on that. determine where you're up to, if you're just starting out, if you've already had a bit of practice, or if you're ready to start observing your situation and making statements. And also the great thing is that if you do start a conversation with someone and you're not enjoying it, or you don't want to continue the conversation, you don't have to. You can just simply say, it was nice meeting you. Enjoy your day or enjoy your night. Okay, don't feel like you are ever stuck in a conversation. You are controlling it. You've started the conversation, you are in control. After you've built some confidence from going to group activities, I encourage you to think about creating your own event. Why? Because imagine the time you would spend on Tinder as opposed to having your own event targeted to your ideal demographic of women, to the women that you're attracted to. Imagine your success rates. Imagine them bringing their friends who are similar minded, have similar interests. Imagine it's just an event where you're the leader, you're the only guy, and it's just women. Maybe it's a boot camp, maybe it's a meditation class, maybe it's something about business. Maybe you invite a few guys. Okay, but still you're in the leadership role. You are showing character traits that are very attractive. Think about what you would enjoy doing, but what women would also enjoy doing. And what will make your event unique. So, for example, I used to be a personal trainer, and I thought of a way in which, what can I do? Like, what event can I create? And I came to the conclusion that I was going to do a free boot camp for Instagram models, and all they had to do in exchange for that free boot camp was to put up a post on their social media. So not only were the girls getting a free boot camp, but I was in a situation in which I'd be with beautiful models, and also they would be promoting my business, because think about the majority of models, who are their followers? Who's their demographic that's following them? Men, my ideal audience. So they would be advertising to my audience. Now, how you can do this is by running an event through Facebook. When you approach women, you can invite them to the event. Imagine the difference between inviting someone on a date, which makes it very formal, and inviting them to an event, which creates a bit of an uncertainty, which puts her in a situation where she can feel a little bit more comfortable too. Oh, I'm not too sure where I stand with this guy. He invited me to an event. Like, does he want to date me, or are we just going to be friends? And I feel a little bit more comfortable because there's going to be other people around there. You can message people through social media, inviting them to your event or asking them if they'd be interested to join the event. Friends of friends, paid advertising, meetup.com, different websites that allow you to put your event on. The list goes on how you can run your event and where you can advertise. But if you do run an event, I would encourage you to focus more on giving more than taking, because if that's all your focus is, then you'll compromise your character traits, your values. People will feel that, and the event will just die, and you'll have a bad name for yourself. Women will feel your ulterior motive. So try to come in there making sure it's a fun time for everyone, focusing on how you can make it fun for them, and spend equal time with everyone. Okay, even if there's a girl that you really like, don't just spend all your time with her, because then other girls will get jealous. She'll know that you're interested in her, and she might not want to show that because she's scared that if she does, then the other girls won't like her. Then what you can do is you can meet up with a girl afterwards, and then you can be flirtatious. You can be flirtatious at the event, but then you can start to make your intentions clear.